Welcome to the 2017 MBM Fantasy Football Draft. All of the owners have returned for year 5 of this iconic league and are in attendance here with us. So, welcome gentlemen. I know that everyone enjoyed my American flag suit last year, but this year's outfit is brought to you by the 1987 Chris Berman collection from the NFL Draft. We have voted on various rule changes this year, as well as the platform that we will use to keep statistics. The draft for this ESPN league will be determined again by our rotisserie cage and lottery balls. Each ball will have one of the owner's initials on it, and we will start with the number 10 pick, and then we will move progressively to the top pick in this year's lottery. This draft will play a huge role in how each of these owners shapes and impacts their franchise. I say we just get right to it.
Colton Fisher. Jordan Sargent. Wes Sims. Jared Young. Brock Butler. Cody Daffer. Jordan Klaus. Stephen Hopkins.
All right, we're down to the last 2 picks. Is it going to be Jensen Nelson or Jordan Unga for that top spot?
Jordan Unga. And the number 1 pick goes to Jensen Nelson.
Congratulations to everyone. I hope you make the most of your opportunities in this year's draft. Let's get some analysis from Ron Jaworski.
I've watched 63 hours of film within the past 2 days, and what I can gather from the film is Jensen Nelson is taking a quarterback.
Thank you, Jaws. I think Stephen A. Smith is ready with some more.
Well, I'm not sure about Jensen Nelson, but one thing I know for sure is Jordan Klaus is bringing it this year, the defending champion. Jordan Klaus, a very close personal friend of mine. He's gonna go get somebody from New York and dominate the league once again. That's just the facts.
We're going to take the opportunity to go live with this year's number 1 draft pick owner.
I can't stop the, I can't stop the, I can't stop the, nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. Everybody say.
Okay, well, we'll try to get him later for an interview. In the meantime, I am very anxious to follow the storylines of the off-season, as well as following our GMs and our owners as they prepare for the upcoming draft. For a recap on the draft, let's take a look at Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board and get his thoughts on the draft lottery results.
Well, you talk about a guy like Colton Fisher. Colton Fisher, more than likely going to take a quarterback in the early rounds, loves Cam Newton, loves the passing game. Look to see Colton going after some receivers in the early rounds. Then you got a guy like Stephen Hopkins coming off the marriage in the middle of a honeymoon. You wonder where his focus is going to be, if it's going to be in the right place or not, which is something we'll have to wait and see.
So who's going to go in the first round? And with the first pick, will it be someone like David Johnson or Le'Veon Bell that are explosive runners and wonderful pass catchers as well? What will happen with Ezekiel Elliott's suspension? And will that affect where he goes in this year's draft? There's countless offensive stars, but what about defense? How early will the first defense be taken, and who's going to draft them and take that chance? How early are quarterbacks going to go? Tom Brady is now 40. Can he continue to take advantage of his gypsy witchcraft in order to stay young and be an elite fantasy quarterback? Marshawn Lynch is back in the NFL as well. Is Oakland going to limit his carries? Will the Bay Area have sufficient supplies of Skittles? All of these are very important questions. I will be following very closely, as I know the rest of you will, the remainder of the preseason, trying to know if there's any injuries. I will be paying close attention to reports from Stephania Bell. She's a big role model of mine. As a fellow physical therapist, I respect her insight on injuries and what we can expect from each of these athletes as they recover. Everyone is currently undefeated. There is hope for all. Here's to a new season and fresh beginnings for all fantasy football players. If you want to hoist the Lombardi Trophy like I did last year, you're going to have to get through me. Good luck. I sure do love and appreciate you. And to you MBM Fantasy Football owners, you're on the clock.